Hi everyone, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 70 for June 13th, 2026. Today's AI news is pretty exciting, and I promise no jargon. Let's go. Picture this. You snap a photo on your phone, but the sky feels too low or the table looks cramped on one side. Instead of cropping the shot or starting over, you now get a simple tool that stretches any edge outward by up to 25%. The phone invents what should appear in that new space, pulling from the colors and shapes already in your picture. Think of it like the way your phone guesses the next word in a text message, except this time the guess is for brand new parts of an image that never existed before. The system studies the pixels right at the edge you choose and keeps the pattern going, whether that means more blue sky with clouds or more wooden grain on a table. It checks the whole photo for clues so the new section matches the lighting and flows smoothly into the original parts. This matters for anyone who takes photos every day, because a slightly off-center shot no longer has to be deleted. You can rescue group pictures that feel too tight, or turn a quick selfie into a wider scene that fills an entire screen. The feature lands in iOS 27, so once the update reaches your phone, you open the Photos app, pick an image, and drag the new extend handles along any side. Watch the added space appear instantly, with no extra apps or accounts required. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, where we slow down and see how something like this actually works under the hood. The deep dive today focuses on outpainting, which is the technical name for extending images beyond their original borders. Imagine you are doodling on a piece of graph paper, and you run out of space at the edge. Instead of stopping, you look at the lines you already drew and continue the same pattern into the blank squares next door. The AI does something similar, but it works with millions of example photos it's studied during training rather than just one drawing. First, it examines only the pixels closest to the edge you want to expand, and spots repeating patterns like sky, grass, or fabric texture. Next, it predicts how those patterns would continue if the camera had simply captured a wider view. Then it checks the entire original photo for bigger context, such as making sure shadows point the same direction and colors stay consistent. Finally, it blends the new pixels into the old ones so the seam disappears, and the result looks like one unbroken picture. And that is basically how outpainting works when your phone adds extra room to a photo. Not so scary, right? Now let's move to some cool stuff you can try yourself today. A free web tool called OwnRai Sanitize acts like a safety filter that sits between you and any chatbot. You type your question normally, the tool scans for names, addresses, phone numbers, or other private details, and it swaps them out for placeholders before anything leaves your device. Think of it like handing a letter to a friend who blacks out the sensitive lines with a marker so the recipient never sees them. This is useful when you want AI help with homework or personal planning, but do not want real information to travel across the internet. Go to the Imagery Sanitize site. Paste a test sentence that includes a fake name or address, and watch the tool replace those details in seconds. Copy the cleaned version into any chatbot, and your original private information stays on your own screen. Apple is also making it clear that the next version of Siri comes from its own engineers rather than borrowing a model from another company. The company wants users to know the improvements are built in-house, which shows how several big teams are now racing to create their own smart assistants. You can watch the short clip shared by MKBHD to hear the exact wording they used. Here are a couple of quick bits to round things out. Even with powerful video AI tools, no one has yet made a full movie or show. That full movie or show would be something people would pay to watch. It would be made using only AI. The real breakthroughs are coming from teams that combine AI with traditional filmmaking skills. This information appears on TheVerge.com. In another story, one person used an AI to connect old pool equipment. The AI also connected thermostats. Normal smart home apps couldn't handle those items. The result was a system that works exactly the way they wanted. It required no coding on their part. This story appears on reddit.com. And that is a wrap. If any of today's stories made you go, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nara Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nara Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give environmental intelligence a listen, the Environment and Climate Policy Brief for Canada. You can explore the whole lineup at neuranetwork.com. And that's a wrap. If any of today's stories made you go, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nara Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nara Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give environmental intelligence a listen, the Environment and Climate Policy Brief for Canada. You can explore the whole lineup at neuranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.